What's up, my YouTube people? Thanks for coming back to see just what I do today. I hope you're having a great day today. As you can tell, today is going to be another cooking video. Today we are going to make backyard barbecue baked beans. Yeah, backyard barbecue baked beans. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. Now, it does take a bit of ingredients, so let's run through the ingredient list real quick, and we'll get to making these backyard barbecue baked beans. Now, the first thing you're going to need is either a large can of Bush's baked beans. As you can tell, I just have the original. Now, if you can't get the large can, just buy 2 regular sized cans. It's cheaper to buy this large can than it is to buy 2 small cans. You'll also need a can of Rotel or whatever brand of diced tomatoes with the green chilies in it. You're also going to need 2 cans of pinto beans. Also going to need 2 cans of light red kidney beans, or you could also use cannellini beans. You're going to need some spicy brown mustard, some minced garlic, some barbecue sauce, some ketchup, and either 2 medium-sized onions or 1 giant onion. You're also going to need some bacon and about 4 or 5 brats. So, you're also going to need a large bowl, a whisk, a casserole dish, and of course a pan. So, let me shift all these ingredients around and I'll show you the first step into making these backyard barbecue baked beans. Alright, let's start these beans now. Now, the first thing you want to do is add a half a cup of barbecue sauce to your bowl. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I don't measure things. I eyeball everything. So we'll put about half a cup in there. We'll also put a half a cup of ketchup. That looks about right. We're also going to add a half a cup of water. And then you also want to season this to taste. Add your salt and pepper. Keep tasting as you go. Add more if you need it. Now, if you wanted to make this spicy, you could add some cayenne pepper. I'm not going to make it spicy. I don't want it spicy. I want more sweet than spicy, so I'm not going to add the cayenne pepper. Now, if you were going to add the cayenne pepper, you would add a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'm not fond of spicy, my family's not fond of spicy, so I'm not going to add that in, but you can if you want to. And one of the last things to add to this bowl for now is the garlic. Now we are going to be adding 1 teaspoon of garlic. Now, my family really likes garlic, so I am going to add a bit more than that. Probably about 2 teaspoons, eyeballed of course. And it's storming outside if you hear the thunder. We're going to call that good. Now we're just going to give this a good whisk. Make sure all that barbecue sauce and everything is mixed together. There's just one last thing that we need to add, and that is the brown mustard. Now we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of brown mustard. That looks good to me. Give that a good whisk. So there's that half. We're going to set this aside and move on to the next step. Okay, the next step is with the brats. I've got about 5 links in here. I cut them up into about 1/2 inch pieces. I also removed the casing, so we don't need the casing on here. We're going to break these up a little bit because you kind of want small pieces. Break them up even more. Brown them. Get them going. Get those all cooked. And I also have the oven at 350 degrees preheated. Now while these are cooking, browning, I'm going to break them up as I said before, because we don't want giant pieces. We want everybody to get a little bit of brat in this recipe. While these are browning and cooking, I'm going to dice up my onion. I'm just going to give it a relatively small dice because I don't want giant chunks in with my beans. So when this is all browned and we're ready to add the onion, I'll bring you back. Okay, now that the brats are starting to get browned and are broken up a bit, hopefully you can still hear me, we are now going to add, you see it's still a little pink, that's when you want to add your onion. Now it's not a super fine chop, but it is a small chop, so I don't want giant chunks of onion in my beans. Now we're going to let these go until the brats are completely browned and cooked all the way, and the onions have started to get translucent, which is just clear and soft. So I'll bring you back when these are completely done, the brats are completely done, and the onions are soft. Okay, as you can see, the brats are all nice and browned, and the onions have begun to soften. Now again, you always want to season as you go. Make sure you taste as you go to make sure it's to your liking. Now the next step with this mixture is to dump it in the bowl. That's why you needed a big bowl of the sauce we made earlier. So let me move the camera, grab that bowl, and we're almost done with this recipe. Alright, we're going to finish these baked beans. We're going to add the browned onion and brats to the barbecue sauce mixture we made at the beginning. All them onions in there. Then we're going to add our drained kidney beans. Both cans. And also our drained 2 cans of pinto beans. Now you want to make sure they're drained because we made our own sauce. We don't need to dilute the sauce we made. Then we're also going to add the can of Rotel, or knockoff, diced tomatoes with green chilies in it. And last but not least, we're going to add the whole can, the giant can of Bush's baked beans. Or if you can't get this giant can, just get 2 of the regular sized cans. I only got this size can because it was cheaper to get the giant can than it was to get 2 of the smaller cans. Give this a good stir. Make sure everything's mixed in well. Now let's that's looking really good. Now the only thing left to do is to pour this into a 13 by 9 casserole dish. And then we'll do the very last step before it goes in the oven. So let me get this in the casserole dish and we'll do the last step real quick. The very last step before we go putting this in the oven is to shingle the top of it with some bacon. Now this is thick cut bacon. You can use regular bacon. Now we are going to use about 6 to 10 pieces. Now if you like a lot of bacon, then put more bacon on there. If you don't want to add the bacon, then you don't need to add the bacon. We don't want to put it too far apart because of course the bacon's going to shrink as it cooks. And yes, that's the pups playing in the background if you can hear them. I'm not quite sure. I haven't gotten used to this mic yet, so sorry if sometimes I'm yelling. I'm used to having to yell at my other camera to make sure y'all can hear me. But get this all shingled on there. And then we'll stick it in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour and a half. Now, if you wanted, you could make this the night before and have it all prepped to this point right here to where it goes in the oven. And before your party, like your 4th of July party, that's what I'm making this for. Our 4th of July family dinner. And then about an hour and a half before dinner or so, you could throw it in the oven, go mingle with your people, and you'll have some barbecue baked beans to go with your party. Almost got all the bacon on there. Now you could just lay whole pieces of bacon on here, but when you go to serve it, that's going to make it a little difficult to divvy up. To where this way, when the bacon's already cut up into decent pieces like this, it makes it just a bit more easier to serve, especially at a party, because you don't want to spend all night cleaning up a mess your guests have made. So there we go. Scoot those ones aside a little bit and we'll add some more in there. So, is this mic picking me up better? Let me know down in the comments if you can hear me better than with my other camcorder. I'm still going to use my other camcorder for other things, just maybe for cooking and whatnot. When I have to talk to y'all, maybe I'll use this one, because it's just a little action camera. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. I'm going to put this in the oven for an hour and a half, and I will let it cool, and I'll bring you back, show you what it looks like, give you a taste, and close out this video. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. So again, I'm going to stick this in the oven, a 350 degree oven, for an hour and a half. See you in an hour and a half. So here are the finished barbecue baked beans. Now you do want to put them on a baking sheet or cookie sheet, whatever the heck you want to call it, because it will make a mess in your oven, which it did. Now I need to make a video on how to clean an oven. But anyways, they've been sitting here for about 10-15 minutes, and they smell really good. So let me get you a bite so you can have a try. I have to get a piece of bacon. Come on here. There we go. Now be careful. It's still super hot. So what you think? I know they're a little hot still, but I think they're pretty good. Sorry, I keep forgetting I got a mic. Stop yelling. So, I hope you'll give this recipe a try at your next barbecue or just 'cause. Now, it took a little time, but I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty good. Now, if you want to spice it up more, you can add jalapenos to it. You can add the cayenne pepper if you wanted to, or even more green chilies. Or you can go the more sweeter route and not do the canned rotel and just add a little brown sugar. So there's two other different variations to this barbecue baked beans. I think they came out really good, although they made a mess in my oven. But oh well, it's my own fault. I should have put it on a cookie sheet. So, I hope you enjoyed watching me make barbecue baked beans, and you'll give it a try at your next whatever, or just 'cause. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. If you gave this a try, or how you think it did, or, you know, I like reading everybody's comments. So I'm going to end this video now, since my barbecue baked beans are finished for my 4th of July family party. Well, not party, but it's just the 4 of us getting together, as usual, for family dinner. But anyways, stop rambling, finish this video. Thanks for watching Just What I Do today. Please subscribe. Don't forget to whack that like button. And I'll see you next time on Just What I Do. Thanks for watching.